See, I never know what to do with my face until we get this stupid little bell for the, oh, hang us on there live. Yeah, we're on now. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is 5 rounds for April 8th. This is your boy, Eddie Law, and these are our sponsors. Let's talk about NatureBox. Do you eat snacks? Are you eating the garbage from the gas station? Maybe some Twinkies or cookies or maybe some garbage like Cheetos? Well, you're fucking up. So get yourself some NatureBox. Some healthier snacks. I know it's not 100% healthy. You're not gonna, it's not gonna give you freaking, jack muscles or anything like that. But it will feed you. It'll keep you not hungry, and it's not horrible for you like a Twinkie is. As delicious as the goddamn Twinkie really is, and as cheap as it really is, think about your stomach, people. Think about your intestines. You're fucking them up. Stop it. Get yourself some NatureBox. Go to CrossBonesMMA.com and click on the banner to get some of that. F3 Foods, man. Look, if you want to lose weight, you want to get in shape and all that. 3 things you got to do. 1, get off your ass. 2, work out. 3, eat right. And F3 Foods can help you with the third one. If you want to eat right, if you're too lazy to cook like myself or I hate cooking, no, okay, I take it back. I don't hate cooking. All right? I am a master chef in the kitchen for the right lady. I'm not going to lie. Okay? But for myself, no fucks are given here. I really don't care about me cooking for me. So, I like to use services like F3 Foods. They make your meals for you. All you got to do is warm them up and eat them, especially as busy as guys like myself and Mr. Nick Pilecki are. We got to eat quick and move and not have to sit in front of a stove all day. So, yeah, and of course it helps get in shape. I in fact am down. I started at 245. Okay, and again, this is from eating right, okay, and working out hard. I went from 245 pounds less than a year ago, to my present 210. So hard work, but definitely nutrition is definitely key. So get yourself some help. Go to the getfitprogram.com. That is the getfitprogram.com. Use the code word CrossBones. That's CROSSBONES. At checkout for discount. Get your ass in shape. Also, we're brought to you by Troxafen. These supplements are going to get your testosterone up so you can push harder in your workouts and push harder into your lady or significant other. I'm not picking teams. I'm not picking teams for you, man. Whatever you decide to do, go for it. All I'm saying is if you want more testosterone, Troxafen is the shit. Go get that. Go to CrossBonesMMA.com for details. And last but not least, Amazon.com. If you go to CrossBonesMMA.com, on the right side of the page, there's a little box that says Amazon on it. If you do your normal Amazon shopping through that box, they give us a little bit of a kickback with 0 additional cost to you. It's the same as you always would, just through a little box, and it helps us keep the website going and the podcast going and all the good stuff you guys enjoy watching and listening to. So make sure you go to CrossBonesMMA.com for that and for everything else and every single one of our sponsors. And now, since we're done with the commercials, let's get to some real shit. All right. Welcome to 5 Rounds with John and Eddie, brought to you by CrossBonesMMA.com and CrossBonesMMA Radio and everything Crossbones Radio Network and all that shit that I try to memorize and I don't remember. John's out today. He needs to go get himself healthy and he's a little bit under the weather. So, hosting today is myself, Eddie Law. With me, as always, on Wednesdays, Mr. Nick Pilecki. What up, man?
What's going on?
Same stuff, man. The usual. No, okay, I'm not gonna say the usual because I hate saying future different days. Lamest saying on the planet. It really is, but it's kind of true today.
That's true. But no, I've been good. I'm starting. I don't know. My girlfriend's starting me on this diet thing, which I only weigh 140 pounds. But I'm trying to bulk, so I've been eating protein, trying to eat healthy, been cooking. So I fucking hate cooking. But anyway, other than that, I've been doing good.
Hitting the gym and all that, lifting?
Yeah, I just started lifting again. I went to this morning. I actually ran a mile, and then started lifting. And then I've been downing almonds like crazy. Almonds are actually pretty good. I used to never eat them. So. Almonds
are good. Pecans are good. I don't know if they have much protein in them, but I don't research any of that shit, man. I really don't. I really should, but I don't. I'm a sucker for fruit, though. But fruit's like a lot of sugars and all that, so I don't know how to do that. But hey, Mike Dolce, get at me, motherfucker. All right, you've been dodging me forever. I need help. Anyway, on today's show, we're gonna talk about UFC Fight Night, Mendes versus Lamas. What the hell happened with the fights, the fighters, and Al goddamn Iaquinta? After that, we'll get into some Rampage Jackson and Bellator news. We'll talk about Benson Henderson, this weekend's UFC Fight Pass card in Poland, and of course, we can never not talk about Ronda Rousey. So we'll get to talk about Ronda Rousey. Anyway, let's kick it off here. UFC Fight Night, Mendes versus Lamas, which of course I have to pull up right now on the fly. It went down from Fairfax, Virginia this last Saturday. It actually went early in the day, earlier start time, due to the fact that we had the Final Four. Which, if you live under a rock or don't give two squats about basketball, your national champion is Duke. So while this card in the screen share pulls up, man, very quickly, what did you think of this? What did you think of the start time for this fight card?
It was actually pretty good. I was actually going to be driving to San Antonio that afternoon-ish, so I was going to miss some of the fights, but I was happy it was in the morning. Got to wake up, grab a cup of coffee, and watch the fights, and it was actually really enjoyable. All the fights were actually pretty enjoyable as well, other than a select few. But other than that, I enjoyed the card a lot for a free card.
Yeah, man. It kicked off on no UFC Fight Pass for this fight card, but it did go to Fox Sports 1 prelims. The whole card was on Fox Sports 1 for crying out loud. And first fight of the card was Ron Stallings defeating Justin Jones via decision. Look, man, I'm not very impressed with either one of these guys at all. I don't know if you know, like, if you really even are impressed with either one. But Ron Stallings ends up getting the win here by decision. After that, we get two dudes we get Timothy Johnson, who looks like what's that name? The governor that used to be governor from Minnesota, Jesse Ventura. He looks like Jesse Ventura but bald and just with a mustache, which to me is creepy. I find that guy kind of weird. Taking on the hairiest man in the UFC possibly, and Shamil. I can't even read the freaking letter behind his head, so screw that. Anyway, Timothy Johnson ends up knocking him out in the I think it looks like the first round at the buzzer. Actually, it looks like. So I'm actually gonna have to go back and watch that fight because I actually missed the prelims because I was training. Well, I missed those two first prelims. I did not miss this one. This one kind of got to me a little bit because I like Gray Maynard, and it really sucked to see him be controlled by Alexander Yakovlev, who takes his fight by decision. What do you think, man? You think Gray Maynard should be done?
I think he should be. I know we were talking about it that morning. I think the Frankie Edgar fights took a lot out of him. I don't think he's the same fighter that he used to be. He got knocked out by, what was it, Nate Diaz. His base is wrestling, and he has good wrestling, but he just could not get his wrestling on point. He didn't even look like a very good wrestler out there this weekend. He looked very mediocre. So I think it's time for him to call it quits. Maybe one more fight. Maybe he can get a win, stay in there a little bit, get some paychecks. But other than that, I think just the wars with Frank Edgar hurt him too much.
Right. Last night at Keyboard Warriors, we actually brought that up about, did those wars with Frank Edgar take away everything Gray Maynard has, and that's what it looks like, and it really I don't know, like I said, it got to me a little bit watching him get beat, and I really wish he could just stop fighting. But I agree with you, man. Collect some more paychecks, get some more of that money, and move it to coaching. I think Gray Maynard would be a pretty good coach. All right, after that, the main fight on the prelims, we got Lauren Murphy taking on this Carmouche. Carmouche taking a weird decision win. I don't know if you watched this fight, but I found it weird that they gave Carmouche the win. I thought Lauren Murphy won that, if not slightly. But the difference would be the strikes, the total strikes, I think, here. Otherwise, it was a pretty even fight, but I just thought Lauren Murphy was I don't know, was just more dominant, more. Okay, I don't want to say dominant, but I think she controlled the fight was way more than Liz Carmouche, but Carmouche gets the win. What'd you think?
Yeah, no, it was kind of weird. I had to go back and rewatch it this actually today. Lauren Murphy, she was very dominant. She had control, but Liz kept throwing strikes nonstop. She kept throwing strikes even when she was in the clinch, when she was on the ground. She kept throwing them. So I can see where the judges gave it to Liz, but it should have been like a split in my opinion. But Lauren Murphy, I believe, should have got the win, got the complete nod on it. But I wasn't disappointed with the win. I like Liz Carmouche. She's a good fighter. And it was just one of those fights that it could have gone either way, in my opinion, but I think Lauren Murphy should have won that one.
Yeah, and I think so as well. But that was the first weird decision of the night. We got another one that was way more jacked up, but that's later on in the main card. All right, kicking off the main card, an impressive win by Dustin Poirier, who knocks out Diego Ferreira in the first round. Coming off that loss to Conor McGregor, everyone always wonders how a guy. How someone that loses to such a what would you call? I don't know. Fred Kirby will call Conor McGregor the king, but I don't want to call Conor McGregor the king yet. He hasn't won yet. But when you lose to a guy like Conor McGregor, it's possible that your confidence could be shot. But Dustin Poirier comes out and just knocks out Diego Ferreira, who was looking pretty good. So pretty recently. So what do you think of this fight?
It was a good fight. I was very surprised. I thought Ferreira was going to come out and totally demolish Dustin Poirier, but Poirier is that weird fighter, man. He has the skill, he has the power. And sometimes he'll show up, and sometimes he won't. That's just how he works. That's how I seen him fight in the past. So I was actually surprised that he got the TKO in this fight. It was a good fight, but I thought Diego Ferreira could take him down, submit him, or even control him in that fact. But of course, I was wrong.
Yeah, and Poirier coming out, getting a win. It's nice to see him. It's nice to see him get back in the win column. So we'll see if he makes a run. And at 155, mind you. He's talking about staying at 155, and he's actually going to fight in New Orleans against Yancy Medeiros. So that should be a pretty solid fight. Coming up, I believe, in end of April, but I'm not 100% sure on that. After that, Clay Guida is back in the winner's circle. Of course, I think he switched over to train over at Team Alpha Male, and he looked all right. He looked pretty good. I've never been impressed by Clay Guida. I'm not really a Clay Guida fan, but he gets a decision win in this one, and he deserved it. It was pretty handed. What'd you think of this?
We got to see Clay Guida be Clay Guida, take him down, control him with his maniac self and his cardio like crazy. I liked it. My girlfriend actually liked it too. She likes Clay Guida. She likes his hair for some reason because when he's running around it bounces and stupid shit. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't see Clay Guida climbing up the ranks like he was in the past. I don't see him moving up and fighting the top contenders. I don't see that happening. I see him just fighting the mediocre fights, getting some wins there, getting some losses there, and just finishing out his career in the middle as like a gatekeeper, if you would say, if that even exists in the UFC. But yeah. Yeah,
for me, you know what, and I agree with you on that. Here's the part I found weird. The Obama call-out after the fight. That made zero sense. He didn't even explain it. Like, they asked him about it in the post-fight presser, still didn't explain it. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. You saw that, right?
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, all right, well, what did that have to do? Okay, whatever, dude.
Yeah, that was kind of my reaction was like, okay. I mean, what are you gonna do? Fight Obama? I think it's gonna happen. But all right, cool, Clay. Moving on. All right, and the return of Juliana Pena after being away for almost 2 years, if not more. Juliana Pena coming back after a blown knee that she suffered during a little goof around supposedly at her gym. Against a male fighter that was just wrestling around, I guess. But regardless of all that, I remember back then Dana White was pissed and talking about it's the worst gym or it's a terrible gym. She should switch, probably because he didn't know all the facts. But she comes back and just dominates Milana Dudieva. I mean, look at those stats right there. 37 significant strikes to 0. Each one got a takedown, and Juliana Pena coming back looking as dominant as she always did. Mind you, you got to think about who the competition is. Right after the fight, everyone's talking about, oh, Juliana should be able to fight Ronda at some point. I'm just like, okay, let's calm the hell down right now. If you put Juliana Pena against Ronda Rousey tomorrow, Ronda Rousey runs through her faster than she did against Kat Zingano. So you need to give this chick some time and a few more fights to get herself back into contention in the first place. But what do you think of Juliana Pena's return?
She's actually the only fighter I liked out of the tough season that she was in. I really liked her fight. She's very young too, so you kind of saw a little bit of cage rust or octagon rust that you saw just for a split second, but then she kicked it into gear and ended up finishing the fight. No, she should not fight Ronda Rousey, not anytime soon. She should build herself up, start working on her cardio a little bit more, start working on her defense a little bit more. She got caught a couple times. She did get taken down. And if Ronda Rousey takes you down once, it's going to be over. So, no, she's not going to be a contender yet. She'll climb up the ranks, though, and I could see her being a future champion when Ronda Rousey maybe steps down from the UFC, but not now. Not anytime soon. Ronda Rousey's going to hold that crown forever.
Oh, for sure. And you know what? I think when she gets a title shot, I don't think Ronda Rousey's even going to be fighting anymore. I think it'll be one of those things where Ronda Rousey has retired and she's gone. But I've been saying that for a few months now that Ronda Rousey will be gone within the next 2 years, and I'm sticking to it. I believe it's exactly what's going to happen. All right, and then after that win by Pena, we got Michael Chiesa taking a decision win against Mitch Clark in a fight that to me was boring as all shit. What do you think of this one?
It was really boring. I didn't watch it. I actually watched like the first round. And I got up and I had to go do something, and then I came back and it was over. I actually didn't watch it. I need to go back and rewatch it so I can actually know what happened, except for Michael Chiesa winning. But
Yeah, Michael Chiesa, I mean, look, man, he controlled the fight for the most part, but there were just a few things about it that just made it really boring. But a win's a win, so you can't really knock him for it. All right, in the co-main event, Jorge Masvidal takes on Al Iaquinta. Everybody thinks Masvidal won. Iaquinta is given the decision. This one puzzled the hell out of everybody. I mean, look, just off the stats alone, I mean, Masvidal almost doubled Al Iaquinta's output. And Iaquinta, he threw strikes, but a lot of them were just, they were just hitting air. It was nothing there, So Masvidal dominated in my opinion, a lot of people's opinion, but my opinion, and should have gotten the nod. Somehow Iaquinta gets a split decision, and all hell breaks loose afterwards. But let's talk about the fight first. What do you think of the fight, and who do you think won?
It shouldn't even been a split decision, in my opinion. Masvidal won the fight. The first and second round, he was in control. There was no he stuffed every takedown that Al gave him. He landed much more strikes. I think he busted him open below his eye. Everything like that. He beat him up the whole fight. The third round, he started slowing down. You could see he started getting exhausted. He started getting tired, and that's when Al started picking it up. I think he dropped George once, but other than that, no, he didn't win the fight. I swear, it's conspiracy, man. I don't like the Sarah Longo fight camp. I swear, it's just there's something about them that I don't like, and I don't know. Maybe they have something to do with it.
Not only, it wasn't just you. With this guy, I forgot his first name, but his last name is Crosby. One of the judges that gave it to Masvidal 30-27 and got it right shouldn't have been judging anyway. Apparently, he has a beef with Ray Longo in his fight camp. Really hates Ray Longo, and so this whole fight just takes another weird turn. After the fight, the crowd booing the decision, not necessarily Al Iaquinta, and Iaquinta, I don't think he understood that, and he got really upset, yelling at the crowd. He said something like I just fucking fought my ass off, fuck you. Are you booing me? Are you booing me? That kind of stuff. He was very upset at the crowd for booing, but I mean, you can't blame that crowd for booing. Hell, I would have booed too if I was there. That was a ridiculous freaking decision. But his reaction was unprofessional. And if not, it showed that he was, he didn't really understand what they were really booing. It's not like they were booing him. Mm-hmm. But what'd you think of all the commotion afterwards?
Well, fighters get booed, especially on a decision like this. It's gonna happen. Look at the flyweights, man. No one sticks around and watches their fight. You don't see them freaking out about it. You're supposed to be professional in the cage. Okay, I understand that your adrenaline's all high. You just got into a 3-round fight. You're super hyped up. Okay, cool. But be professional and be the pro athlete that you're supposed to be, and save it for later. Like, save it when you go backstage, talk to your team about it, talk shit to your team. Don't say it to a crowd. They're the people that honestly pay you basically. If they were not there, you would not be there. So just be respectful in that aspect. I was very disappointed in how he acted, and I don't even like all that much. I don't know him, but I don't know. It's like I said before, it's that fight camp. I don't like that fight camp in general. I don't know what it is about them. Every interview that I watch with Ray Longo and Matt Serra, with Weidman and Al, I'm just really iffy on. So I don't know. Be more professional in my opinion. Just stick it. Just hold it in and save it for later. And maybe do you think we'll get a rematch for this fight?
No, I don't think it's gonna happen. There've been plenty of fights that went down like this. The Ross Pearson Diego Sanchez fight was was worse than this. Mm-hmm. And we're not gonna get to see a rematch of that, not for a while. And not to mention, Iaquinta thinks he actually won. So So there's not going to be any interest for a rematch unless the whispers continue and people get to Al Iaquinta by telling him like, hey man, you didn't win that fight. He wants to prove everybody wrong. But with Al Iaquinta still on the rise now because of a W, I don't think he's going to want to risk getting knocked back down that ladder.
Yeah, exactly. And I said it. He's been undefeated since Chris Weidman's had the belt. I don't like him.
I don't think you like him because Weidman destroyed Silva twice. So
no, it's not that. I respect the hell out of Weidman. Weidman's an awesome fighter, but still, it's just I don't know.
All right, man. Let's talk about the main event. Chad Mendes knocks Ricardo Lamas out in the first round. Lamas was doing pretty good in my opinion. He was holding Chad Mendes at bay. Lamas is taller, has reach on him, and was using his jab. He just made a mistake, let Chad get inside, and Chad just took him out with I think it was an overhand right, I believe. So. Mm-hmm. It was a great fight, great win for Chad Mendes. I'm not mad at Ricardo Lamas at all. I did think Chad Mendes would win, be a knockout, but I thought it was going to be later on in the fight after Ricardo made a mistake later on. I didn't think he was going to make a mistake in the first, but he did. So now you got a #1 contender in Chad Mendes for the featherweight belt, which is it causes a problem. We'll talk about that in a minute. First of all, what do you think of the fight?
I called it. I was actually on my way to work. I was watching on my phone. I actually walked into work because I had to do something other than that. One of my coworkers was like, "Who's that? Is that Chad Mendes?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's going to win by knockout first round. Watch." Boom, hit it. I don't know. Yes, he's a contender now, but like I think I know what you're going to talk about right now. He fought Aldo twice, and he lost Aldo twice. If Aldo stays a champion, do we want to see a third match with Chad Mendes, Jose Aldo?
And see, it's exactly what I was going to bring up too. Is if Conor McGregor wins, this is the fight to make. McGregor Mendes, I think McGregor Mendes, if not McGregor Edgar, depending on how that one ends up with Edgar in favor, you're at favor in the Philippines, but I think that's a fight to make should McGregor win. So I'm assuming Chad Mendes just became the biggest fan of Conor McGregor coming up with that fight in against Aldo. But should Aldo win, you're right. Do we really want to see him Aldo Mendes 3, or do we want to see Aldo Frankie Edgar 2? So that's kind of what I think is gonna happen. I think if Aldo wins, if Frankie Edgar beats Uriah Faber, which should happen. I think we end up seeing Edgar Aldo before we see Aldo Mendes. So I don't know, man. What do you think of that scenario right there?
Yeah, I think that might happen. I've been saying it. I think Edgar should be the #1 contender right now. He should have the title shot right now, not McGregor. And McGregor should fight Chad Mendes right now for the #1 contender spot. But that, as we know, that's not happening. So I think it will play out in that fact. And honestly, I think Conor might get the W, and then we'll see Chad Mendes Conor. I don't know, but that's another topic for months down the road.
Yeah, definitely. So that was your UFC Fight Night Mendes vs. Lamas card out of Fairfax, Virginia on that Saturday morning. You know what? I actually like those early cards, man. It leaves me with the rest of the day to do stuff, so I am not hating on that at all. A lot of people were kind of weird about it, like, oh, why is it so early? I'm like, why are you hating on it? Leave it alone. But let's talk about Rampage Jackson. Courts actually upheld I believe it's an injunction against Rampage, and basically blocking his participation at UFC 186. This puts first of all, Bellator basically stopped Rampage Jackson from participating in UFC 186. It's a win, I guess, for Viacom and Bellator. I'm not sure how much of a win it is when you win. You get Rampage Jackson. I think the guy's kind of done. I think the UFC getting him back and then throwing him out there and starting the publicity and the hype and all that so soon was was kind of an oversight, or it was just short-sighted. There we go. It was short-sighted. So I think. But all right. So when you heard about Bellator winning that, what'd you think of that?
I kind of saw it coming. I think you even said it too in a past show that even if this fight is really actually going to happen, and it made me think about it. I'm like, this fight's probably not going to happen because he still has a contract with Bellator. He breached his contract. They're probably going to take him to court, and exactly what happened. And what I don't like right now are the fans. The fans are like, let Rampage fight, blah, blah, blah. And weren't you the guys that were booing him because he went off the Bellator? Weren't you guys saying that he's washed up, he should just stay to movies and everything like that? All the fans, now you're on his side because basically he's getting quote-unquote screwed over when he did wrong in this point and he breached his contract and he decided just to leave Bellator. So I don't know what's going to happen with Rampage. Maybe he'll probably get 1 or 2 fights in Bellator until his contract's up. I think is he still a Bellator fighter and not a UFC fighter anymore? Do we have to take him off the UFC roster and then he stays with Bellator? We don't know yet. Can UFC just pay out their contract and just take him? Who knows? But do they have a court date for that yet or no?
They haven't really released much on it. At least I haven't looked for it because honestly, to me, it's a non-story. Why we give 2 shits about Rampage Jackson is kind of rough for me to understand. But other than the fact that he is a guy that's brought us a lot of exciting fights. But the other thing I don't get The other thing I don't get is did he possibly misrepresent the entire thing in his contract to the UFC, and the UFC kind of jumped on it? Because now the scenario we were talking about last night on Keyboard Warriors, I think Aaron brought it up, is that he thinks they're going to shelf Rampage Jackson. They're just going to teach him a lesson by not letting him do anything. Basically, you can't make any money. Your rights, your fighting rights, are basically signed to an organization who's not going to put you out there. We've heard of things like this happening before, where organizations are not putting out not giving fighters fights, and thus those guys don't get paid. I think that's exactly what's going to happen to Rampage Jackson, unless he finds a way to appeal this whole decision and get out of it and fight at UFC 186. But as of right now, and I'm going to pull up the card real quick so we can look exactly what's on there. As of right now, that's what it looks like, right?
Yeah.
So Rampage Jackson's still on here. He still has a profile on UFC.com, which means he's still on the roster while they're trying to figure this whole thing out. UFC saying that they were surprised by the decision. I don't buy it, but that's just kind of what they're saying. But this card overall, look, it's not, and let's go ahead and talk about it now. You brought this up before the show started about, is UFC 186 pay-per-view worthy? Let's look at the card. Kicking off with Aslan Daly against Ronda Marcos. I like Ronda Marcos. I'll watch her all day, do anything. And then Jessica Rakoczy against Valerie Latourna. Then Taylor against Clements. In the prelims, you get this fight right here. She was pretty solid. Alexis Davis against Sarah Kaufman should be a fun fight. Then Cote against Riggs. Sure, Joe Riggs is way past. The guy looks like he's dead already, but that's just kind of what it is. Then Yves Javane against Thomas Almeida. People will say that's not a pay-per-view fight. I kind of agree. John McDessie against Shane Campbell. I don't think it's a pay-per-view fight. But the top three fights, the top two fights now without Rampage Jackson, because we got to assume he's not going to be on.
Yeah.
Is Michael Bisping against CB Dollaway, and Michael Bisping came out and said, I'm gonna be the one that saves UFC 186. So we're hoping that he does that, because I'm not a big Dollaway fan. And of course the champion Demetrius Johnson, who might be one of the best mixed martial artists ever. The guy is super skilled. The problem is that he's at 125 pounds and nobody really cares to watch it. This card is in Montreal. Last time that DJ fought in Toronto, all right, the people walked out during the main event, which is incredible for me to see, because Canadian fight fans are usually pretty damn respectful and pretty big fans. So, is UFC 186 a pay-per-view card? What's your opinion?
Yes, and here's why. Matchmakers need just to switch some of this stuff around. Look, you have Ashlyn Daly and Ronda Marcos in the Fight Pass prelims, and you have Jessica Rakoczy in the Fight Pass prelims. Move them up either to the prelims or even the main card. You can have a tough reunion card right here with three of the competitors. You have Alexis Davis and Sarah Kaufman on the prelims. Okay, cool. Have it main event that, because those are two women fighters. One that fought, both of them fought Ronda Rousey, so they are well-named fighters. Put them as the main event in the prelims and move Patrick Cote and Joe Riggs for the old school fans up to the main card, and then knock down Yves Javane, take away the John McDessie fight, and you can rearrange the card so it's an entertaining card. So I do think it is pay-per-view quality with all the fighters that they have on here and all the faces that the fans know. And then, like you said, Demetrius Johnson, he's not the most well-known, or he's not the most popular UFC champion, but he's dominant. If you watch any of his fights, like Joe Rogan says it, he does everything 100%. Everything he does is right. And he's a great fighter, and it sucks that he's at the 125 weight class that no one cares about. But I think people should start caring about DJ, because he's a great fighter, and he has to be one of, in my opinion, the best pound-for-pound fighter in the UFC to date. He's a dominant champion. He's already defeated the whole division, and he's fighting ranked number 8 right now. The only person that I think can give him somewhat of a fight is John Dodson. And that's probably the next fight after he beats Horiguchi. So it is a good card. Yes, you can have it as pay-per-view. Just switch some of the fights around so all the fans know, oh, okay, I remember watching that person on Tough. Oh, that's Joe Riggs. He's an old school fighter. I like watching him. That's Patrick Cote. He fought Anderson Silva. Let's watch that, and everything like that. And then another topic, we're going to bring, hopefully, Ben Henderson onto this card. So, yes, it's a pay-per-view quality card. Yes, you can still have it as pay-per-view. Do I think they can move it to a Fox card? Yeah, but I believe it is pay-per-view worthy.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't think it's pay-per-view worthy. Not because Rampage Jackson isn't on there. I thought it was a great pay-per-view when they had T.J. Dillashaw against Hannah Barrell on there. T.J. Dillashaw injures his rib. He's out of UFC 186 along with, and the Barrell gets pulled. They're not going to replace T.J. Dillashaw for like an interim belt or anything like that. So the co-main was supposed to be DJ and Horiguchi. Now that's a main event. And for some reason, people thought that when Rampage Jackson got pulled, I mean, basically, he hasn't officially been pulled yet, but when he's going to get pulled, most likely, unless somehow he wins some kind of appeal. I thought it's like people thought this, people say, I tweeted out earlier, like yesterday, I think, I said, people saying this card needs saving. All right? It didn't need saving before Rampage Jackson got pulled? Really? I mean, come on. I think the UFC should make this a free card. That's just what I think. Make it a free card. I mean, give him a title fight for free. Give him Bisping Galloway for free. Randa Marcos and move Randa Marcos and Aslan Davey to the prelims or the main card, just like you were saying, and even the other female fight. Because look, women fights are some of the best fights out there. So they put it all out there on in the cage. So I don't think it's pay-per-view worthy. It's just it's business though, and they have contracts with pay-per-view companies, so they're not going to pull it unless they want to get in more trouble. As we remember, I think it was UFC 171 or 51. Which one was that got canceled? I don't remember.
It was a John Jones, right? It's all John
Jones card. Whatever, it was a John Jones card. Why you look that up?
Yeah, 151.
151. All right, so 151 is the one that got canceled completely, and that pissed off a lot of pay-per-view companies. So that's kind of where they're at. They're not gonna put this on for free TV as much as I wish they would. But I'm still gonna watch it, just not at home. I'm not paying $50 to watch it. I'm just gonna say that. I'll go to the bar, hang out with friends, pay $20 for food and beer, and hang out. All right, so let's move on here to what you brought up. Benson Henderson is offering to fight everybody, and I mean everybody, at freaking UFC 186. First, they were saying Castel Pendred and Benson Henderson had agreed. Now they're saying Masvidal and Benson Henderson had agreed. Benson Henderson tweeting out, I believe last night or yesterday late afternoon, saying, "Hey, thanks for the offers, guys, but my dance card's been filled," meaning not Masvidal and not Castel Pendred. So we haven't found out exactly yet who he's gonna end up fighting, but it looks like we're gonna see him at UFC 186. Does Benson Henderson being on UFC 186 save the card?
No, it doesn't save the card. Not just Ben Henderson. Yeah, he's a great fighter. I like him. He's one of my favorite fighters. And he's fighting, as you say, me. He's fighting me because apparently Benjamin looks like me.
Yeah, I didn't. I tweeted it out, and I think for some reason my phone didn't send it out. But I did say, because Benson agreed with everybody. I was like, Benson Henderson and Nick Pilecki agreed to fight at UFC 186, catch weight or some shit. I don't know.
Hey, I'd fight him at a catch stupid weight because I'd probably get my ass kicked. But no, he doesn't save the card. It's still right now, like I said earlier, I still think it's a pay-per-view worthy card if you just switch it around. If you add it, it adds that extra flair and everything. But
yeah, definitely. And look, I didn't
put it on Free Fox. I'm okay with it, but I'm not gonna like you said. I'm not gonna go buy it here. I'm gonna go out to a local wing place and watch it. But.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that Harry Potter card to pay for it at home. The reason we call it a Harry Potter card is because we're not going to fucking jinx it. If you guys saw the Harry Potter, what's it called? The Voldemort card. There we go. The Voldemort card. Because you're not supposed to say his name. We're not going to talk about this card until like the week before, maybe even the Saturday of. Okay? We're not going to talk about it. We're just not. I'm not allowing the injury bug to jinx this shit. So I'm not paying squat until the Voldemort card. For you viewers, you can figure it out. It's the card after UFC 186, but before UFC 188, if you get what I'm saying. So anyway, moving on here, let's talk about. Let's actually jump. I was going to talk about UFC opponents this weekend, but let's touch on Ronda Rousey and Walmart. Walmart is the evil empire of capitalism, whatever you want to call it. They people hate them, and this is kind of what it is. While they shop there. Look, man, it's the cheapest place to get shit, unfortunately, or a lot of the stuff, unfortunately, sir. So, they don't want to carry Ronda Rousey's book on the shelves. They have said it will be offered on the website. You can buy it online and then pick it up at the store. They'll have it in the back, but they're not going to put it out there saying that it's too violent. And the same store, and one of our viewers, Andrew Reed, made this point. The same store where you can buy ammo and guns, all right, won't put out Ronda Rousey's book because it's too violent. It also sells violent-ass video games. And action figures of violent characters. It might even sell UFC, little UFC action figures. I'm not 100% sure, but it will not put Ronda Rousey's book out on the shelves. Is this as stupid as it sounds?
Yes, it's a damn book. If you can sell 50 Shades of Grey in Walmart, you can sell Ronda Rousey's book. I'm pretty sure there's worse books in there. Like it's a book. Let fans buy books in Walmart and not order online and go pick it up. It's Ronda Rousey. If you I don't know. It's stupid. I really think that Ronda Rousey needs to go armbar the owner of Walmart and the CEOs and everybody until her book's in there, because it's a book. Like I said, you have 50 Shades of Grey in there. They sell ammo and guns in Walmart. They sell a bunch of stuff in Walmart that isn't family friendly and is very violent, but it's a damn book. It helps people. You can learn a lot from a book other than a knife and a gun.
So you gave me an awesome idea. Ronda Rousey, if you're watching or someone that knows Ronda's watching, please send this over to her. Ronda Rousey in the next action flick where she goes and armbars everybody out in Wall Street. We'll call it. What would we call it? What would be a good nickname for her? And like I'm going off like the Wolf of Wall Street. What would you call Ronda Rousey in Wall Street? I can't think of anything.
Breaking the wall? I don't know, something.
Armbarring Wall Street, something like that. Make that movie. All right. She goes around and armbars CEOs and owners of companies that are deemed to be evil. So that's a dumb movie, but still, it's a stupid issue. It really is, and it's dumb that people made a big deal out of it and that we even have to talk about it. But somehow it got made a big deal of. And on a bit of a different topic change here, but still on Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey is trolling people now. She's actually coming out and saying, yeah, it's possible, it's feasible that I could fight a man. And people are biting, taking the bait. And I'm kind of like, you do know she's trolling you guys, right? At this point, she's just tired of that question. She's tired of even having that be brought up. So let's put that to bed, shall we? Let's just stop talking about Ronda fighting dudes. It's not gonna happen, okay? Because even if she fights Brian Caraway, she's not really fighting a dude. Let's just say that. And like, yeah, I know. I respect all fighters, but Brian Caraway's a douchebag. So anyway, Oh, that's a good question. Andrew Reed tweets us saying, "Will Walmart stock the Entourage movie or Fast 7, also involving Ronda Rousey doing violent shit?"
Well,
if they don't, did you see? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
If they don't do her book, they can't do Fast 7, especially Fast 7.
Did you see it?
I saw a little bit of it. I had to leave the movie theater early because we had to go catch a comedy show. Yeah.
Oh. You're weird.
I'd rather watch comedy. I can see the movie.
Time out. You got my interest. Who'd you see comedy-wise?
What the hell's his name? He has a podcast called Dad's Podcast. What is it?
Oh. Anyway.
Justin Worsham.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Man is so funny, by the way.
Yeah, it's a funny dude. Anyway, so Ronda Rousey in Fast 7. Did you get to see her part in it?
Yes. The whole she's in a dress that she shouldn't be in a dress because she's too damn buff to be in a dress.
Whatever, she looks fucking awesome.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, dude, that's a sexy fight. I don't give a shit what anyone says. That was a sexy ass fight. Michelle Rodriguez is fine as hell. Ronda Rousey fine as hell. Beating the shit out of each other. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but you guys will see it if you watch the movie. Overall, the movie was alright. It's alright. People were like, "Oh my god, it's a really really good movie." Okay, relax. I know it's a Paul Walker thing. You have to say something good about it, but I just think it was okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
It was a good popcorn movie.
Yeah, just chilled out, whatever. I caught it on Easter, early Easter, when everyone else is still at church, so I would have to deal with crowds. So anyway, all right, let's finish off the show here talking about UFC Poland, because I don't know how to say whatever that is, Krakow, whatever. Kicking off the UFC Fight Pass. Oh, sorry, the whole thing's on Fight Pass, so don't even bother switching over to Fox Sports 1 or anything. Kicking off the prelims is Taylor Lapilus against Rocky Lee. Rocky Lee he's an Asian fighter. They actually had a thing on him today. I believe it was MMA Junkie. Dude's actually a really nice guy. So I'll be watching that, honestly, just because of that. After that, Marcin Bandel taking on Stevie Ray. Then first female fight of the night, Isabella Badurek against Alexandra Albu. I believe Albu was supposed to be in the UFC earlier than this, but she took her time. Or something happened with her record, I think, if we're talking about the right person. Then heavyweight fight, Anthony Hamilton taking on Daniel what the hell does that say? Milanzuk. That's a serial name. Fuck it. After that, Damian Stasiak taking on Yatsen Meza. Then Sergio Moraes against Michael Lebeau. Bartosz Fabinski against Gareth McClellan. And Seth Brzezinski from Apache Junction, Arizona, taking on Leon Edwards. Seth Brzezinski going from Apache Junction, Arizona, all the way to Poland to fight Leon Edwards. I mean, cool. I like Seth Brzezinski. He's a good dude. All right, and the main card, kicking off the main card, number six strawweight, female strawweight in the world, Joanne JoJo Calderwood. Big fan of her. Taking on Marina Moroz, the Iron Lady. After that, we get Powell Pawlak against Sheldon Westcott. And in the co-main fight, which I think is way more interesting than the main event, Jimmy Manuwa taking on Jan Blachowicz. This should be a pretty good fight. And I would actually take Manuwa on this one. I'm a Manuwa fan. It's just he's always been put up against dudes that he shouldn't be fighting yet. But should be a pretty good fight. And in the main event, for nostalgia's sake, we got Gabriel Gonzaga against Mirko Krokop Part 2. Krokop getting a chance to redeem or to get that loss against Gonzaga back where he got head kick knocked out. You know, as Rogan has said a million times, Krokop got Krokopped. So overall, of all these fights, which ones are you looking forward to the most?
Jamie Manuwa. I really do like him. He's a good fighter. Very strong, very explosive. And then the JoJo. I like JoJo in the strawweight. She's a very good fighter. And she's very soft-spoken, which is really weird. But I want to see that. The main event, Gonzaga versus Krokop, in my opinion, this fight shouldn't be happening. I think Krokop's beyond his time of fighting in the UFC, but I think they just had to bring eyes to Poland. So let's re-sign Mirko Krokop. But he's been doing good he was in Glory. So he's been doing good over there. So maybe still has what he can take, and maybe he'll Krokop Gonzaga and get his redemption, but I highly doubt it.
Yeah, look, I'm not that excited about the fight. And Gabriel Gonzaga just got knocked out by Matt Mitrione in Phoenix in December. So, look, it's a nice – look, I'm just glad it's on Fight Pass, okay? And I don't have to pay extra for it. I'm already on Fight Pass. It's enough. So, yeah, I like the JoJo Calderwood fight, and I like the Manuwa fight. But, look, this is JoJo's chance to show that she can be a star in that 150-pound division. Again, just like you said, she's soft-spoken, not a media fan at all. She complains about the one thing I preach about to MMA media all the time is stop asking the same fucking questions every single interview. Okay, when you're about to go interview somebody, look up past interviews they've done and don't ask those questions at all. Come up with some new shit, all right? But JoJo, very soft-spoken. I like her demeanor. I don't know why. Like, she's just like one of those, I just want to fight. I don't want to talk and just get after it. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most is definitely JoJo. And the Jimmy Manuwa fight should be pretty cool too. And now Andrew Reid is fucking with me, saying let me explain this real quick before we get into exactly what he said. Last night on Keyboard Warriors, and if you haven't watched it, make sure you go to iTunes and just search CrossBonesMMA, and you'll see the little logo that's right here on this. There we go. That little logo right there, you'll find it on iTunes. Subscribe and download the Keyboard, all the episodes if you want. But the Keyboard Warriors that you should be up by now. If not, I'll make sure it's up today. Anyway, download that and listen to it. Andrew Reid created the Fred Kirby drinking game. All right, if you've watched Keyboard Warriors ever or listened to Stand and Bang Radio, which by the way I also believe you should, or I also think you should and recommend that you subscribe to those guys because they do great freaking work. Fred Kirby likes to say stuff like Jack. A month of Sundays. He likes to say, he's a big Conor McGregor fan, right? Aaron Robbins, meanwhile, says fantastic an unnecessary amount of times. So the drinking game, the Fred Kirby drinking game, it should be Fred Kirby, Aaron Robbins drinking game, but we're going to go with just the Fred Kirby game. Anytime anyone says fantastic or talks about Conor McGregor or says Jack or month of Sundays, you take a drink. So that's Andrew Reid created that one. So now he's giving me one saying, and quote, to make sure I get it right, the Eddie Law drinking game, drink every time he drools over Ronda. So I'm going to say this right now, everybody going to die. Anyone playing that fucking game is going to die because I drool over Ronda all day. It's just kind of what it is. All right? Something about Ronda Rousey's just too damn fine. Anyway.
See, I'm always drinking on the show when I am on. So
that is funny. That's the thing about you. You come on to Keyboard Warriors and we always ask what beer you have.
Yeah, so if it's a different beer, you have to take a shot or a drink, whatever, right?
That gives me an idea.
Oh, no.
No. No. Well, here's the thing. for anybody that stays up with us, I always talk about we're gonna start bringing in new shows. We're working on them. One of them is I'm planning on being a women's only show, and so a women's MMA only show, mind you. So I'm working on that. So that one's gonna take a little longer, but there's an idea for another one, right? That you and I were talking about before, and I think beer should be involved. But we'll talk about that after this show ends. So don't end the call. Just wait for me. Anyway, all right. Well, you got anything else you want to talk about?
I just had a little opinion on your little media thing. With media people asking the same questions, in my opinion, you should get to know the fighter. Ask them random ass questions. Get to know their life, and then later on, when you set up other interviews, bring up fights and stuff. Because then you build that respect and repetition with them, other than, hey, so who are you going to fight? How are you going to do it? What are you going to do about it? What happens if you win? Who do you want to fight next? Those are common questions. Get to know the fighter. Bring them in as a conversation, and then build on top of that. I don't know. I was just thinking about that because I'm trying to get an interview with, what the hell? I went blank. Roger right now. He's still recuperating for his arm, so I've been talking to him for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Narvaez. That dude's all heart, man, no matter what. All right, so in that case, that's gonna do it for the show. I got nothing else here. It's gonna do it for 5 rounds with John and Eddie. Today was 5 rounds with Eddie and Nick. Wednesdays is when Nick's always on. Saturdays usually me and John. And like I said, a lot of new shows coming up. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at ELAW31. Follow John at MMA John G. Nick Pilecki is at NickXMicro. I don't know why that hasn't changed yet, but it should. At NickXMicro, follow him. He's a good dude. And then at CrossBonesMMA. Also like the fan page on Facebook at facebook.com/CrossBonesMMA. Go to the website, of course, for MMA news. That's CrossBonesMMA.com. Big shout out to FightBookMMA.com. Those guys are good dudes. What else? Oh, Stand and Bang Radio has a new website, and I hate to do this because I know. There it is. Okay, BangMMA.com. Again, Aaron Robbins, Fred Kirby do great work. I will not help promote anything that isn't good, and these guys do some good stuff. They just have the latest episode is with Smiling Sam Alvey, so make sure you download that. It's actually a really good episode. Also, the one before that is Boss Rutan. Download that. That's a great episode. You learn a lot in that one. Yeah. All the shows across the MMA Radio Network are available on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher. So get on iTunes and subscribe. Please subscribe. Leave us a rating and a review, and let us know how we're doing, whether you love it, you hate it, whatever you want to say. And then download the episodes and listen to all of them if you want. You can download. Those are all for free. 5 rounds is free. Keyboard Warriors is free. Bad Decisions is free. The award shows are free. Everything's free. These new 2 shows, free. It costs you nothing. So go ahead and subscribe on those and download those as well. So come back on Saturday for another episode of 5 Rounds with John and Eddie. That's my boy Nick Pilecki. I'm Eddie Law. We'll check you guys out on Saturday. See you later.
Later.